Just 1 hour ago, Marvel dropped a brand new trailer for Avengers Doomsday, and in this trailer, we see Professor X, Magneto, and Cyclops. The X-Mansion is in ruins, Cyclops is kneeling in pain, and in this short but unbelievably dark trailer, let's break down everything we saw, piece by piece, and what these scenes might actually mean. While I'm explaining all the details to you, I would really appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin. You already know that I haven't been making much Marvel content for a long time. To be honest, I'd grown pretty cold toward Marvel movies and series. That old excitement that every new movie is an event feeling just wasn't there for me anymore. That's why I shifted my focus mostly to One Piece content. Even when I occasionally came back to Marvel, it wasn't with the same passion, it felt more like habit. But these three Avengers Doomsday trailers, especially this latest X-Men trailer, genuinely pulled me back into Marvel. The trailer opens with Professor X's voice. Death comes for us all. It's all I know for sure. He says that the real question isn't whether you're ready to die, it's who you are when you close your eyes. That line immediately made me feel something. This movie won't be just about massive explosions, superpowers, and fights. It feels like it's going to tell a much darker, much more emotional story that truly tests its characters. Right after that, we see Professor X and Magneto together. They're standing side by side inside the destroyed X-Mansion, the X-Men school, almost like old friends, and for a brief moment we even see them smile. But the environment is anything but hopeful. Everything is shattered, the place is in ruins, and there's no sense of a school left. And we see chess pieces floating in the air. To me, this feels like either a chess match being played through Professor X's powers or the final game of two aging legends trying to survive together in a broken universe. The X-Mansion in this trailer absolutely does not feel like an active school. This is no longer a place filled with students, lessons, and hope. It feels like somewhere that's already lost the war, a place where everything has already ended and only ruins remain. That's why I believe this trailer is showing us scenes from an alternate universe where the X-Men have almost been completely wiped out. Not the main universe we know, but a dark parallel universe where Dr. Doom has devastated everything and only a handful of mutants remain. My personal theory is this. Dr. Doom came to this universe, destroyed the X-Mansion, and eliminated most of the X-Men. But here's the critical point. If Professor X and Magneto were there at that moment, Doom should have killed them too. So I believe they returned after the destruction and perhaps found most of the X-Men already dead. The two legends we see in this trailer may actually be coming back to the ruins of their home after a lost war. The only real action shot in the trailer belongs to Cyclops. We see him kneeling, firing lasers from his eyes with pain and rage. This never felt like a normal battle moment to me. It feels like rage exploding after a devastating loss, as if he's just lost Professor X or another deeply loved X-Men member and completely lost control. I think this scene could be one of the film's most emotionally heavy moments, possibly placed near the middle or even the final act. To me, this Cyclops scene says one thing very clearly. The X-Men side of this movie is going to pay real heavy prices. This may not be a story where everyone survives and then we all team up with the Avengers. Instead, we may see irreversible losses, scenes that truly hurt to watch. And that alone could elevate Avengers Doomsday far beyond a typical Marvel film. That's exactly why this third trailer hit me much harder than the first two. This was the trailer that made me think, okay, this might be an endgame level movie, because it doesn't just show action, it shows destruction, loss, regret, and the inner battles of its characters. And these are the kinds of stories Marvel used to tell best. There's also this detail. The Professor X we see here feels very different from the hopeful leader we're used to. He feels exhausted, worn down, and burdened by a war he can no longer carry on his shoulders. His lines don't feel like a motivational speech. They feel like a farewell. That makes me believe he may play an extremely critical and possibly very painful role in this film. Magneto gives off a similar feeling. We're used to seeing him harsher, angrier, more rebellious. But here, he stands calmer, more accepting beside Professor X. This makes it feel like they're now on the same side, two old friends trying to survive after a lost war. Magneto here doesn't feel like a man fighting the world, but a man whose world has been taken from him. If the universe we're seeing truly is one where Doom has already won, then the true threat of Avengers Doomsday becomes terrifyingly clear. Doctor Doom may not just be an end for one universe, he could be an end for the entire multiverse. This wouldn't be a story about saving a single world, it could be about lost universes, fallen heroes, and irreversible consequences. This also makes me think the Avengers might appear as a too-late team in this movie. They won't be able to save everything. Some universes will already be gone. And this ruined X-Men universe could become the first heartbreaking example of what they wish they could have saved. That's why Avengers Doomsday feels to me like more than just a sequel. It feels like Marvel is finally taking itself seriously again, preparing to tell a darker, riskier, and bolder story. I haven't felt this way about Marvel in a long time, and this trailer brought that confidence back. I believe Marvel is trying to bring back that every movie is an event, feeling it lost. Because this film doesn't just feature Avengers or new characters, it carries Marvel's past, its legends, and its lost worlds. Bringing the X-Men from a destroyed universe gives the film massive emotional weight and dramatic power. At this point, I can say it clearly, I'm expecting something Endgame level from this film. The trailers make me feel like we'll witness both massive wars and devastating losses at the same time, exactly the kind of storytelling Marvel was always best at. As more trailers drop, more theories emerge, and more Doctor Doom and multiverse details surface, we'll keep breaking everything down right here. Seeing the X-Men portrayed in such a dark, serious tone genuinely excites me, and I've started waiting for this movie not just as a Marvel film, but as a major cinematic event. The first two trailers, the Captain America and Thor trailers, had already caught my attention a little. Especially the Thor one, since Thor is one of my favorite characters. But they were short teasers, and honestly, they didn't fully answer the question, is this movie really something big? That changed with this third trailer. The moment the X-Men trailer dropped, I understood that this wouldn't be a standard Marvel movie. It immediately made me feel like we're heading towards something Endgame level. And with the Russo brothers involved and Doctor Doom entering the story, that classic Marvel magic feels like it might finally return. To be honest, after this trailer, I've decided to bring Marvel content back into focus. From now on, whenever new trailers and theories drop, Marvel videos are coming back. This X-Men trailer felt like Marvel saying, we're coming back. As if Marvel is asking the audience, do you remember the old days? And preparing to answer that question with this film. And if the feeling these trailers give us is accurate, Avengers, Doomsday could become Marvel's biggest comeback in years. This movie looks like it'll be about lost universes, fallen heroes, and irreversible wars. If you want to be part of this journey with me, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your theories in the comments because the real war is just beginning. See you in the next video.